Jacksonville, Florida. Home to more than 140,000 small businesses, many with hopes and dreams of growing beyond the First Coast. Born from an idea, the entrepreneurial spirit reaches every part of this city. But for many, it can be a struggle to transform their idea into a successful business. Some are just looking for a breakthrough. The Jacksonville Jaguars and Web.com have teamed up for a first-of-its-kind small business competition, offering a $250,000 sponsorship package and a complete online makeover that will dramatically improve the web presence for one deserving company. It's time for one small business to make their dreams a reality. This is the Small Business Breakthrough, powered by Web.com. Now, let's meet the panel of judges that will determine the winner. David Brown is president and CEO of Web.com, a $1 billion website and online solutions company with over 3 million customers. Jamie Weston leads brand and creative for the NFL, the premier sports league in the world. Mark Lamping serves as president of the Jacksonville Jaguars, leading the business operations of an NFL franchise valued at near $1.5 billion. Camille Lee Johnson is executive vice president for Lee Wesley Companies, overseeing Taco Bell, Burger King, and Panera restaurant franchises in the southeastern region. And Shad Khan, the ultimate success story, who after arriving to the United States at age 16, worked his way through college before earning billions in the auto parts industry. And in 2012, he fulfilled a lifelong dream of owning an NFL franchise when he purchased the Jacksonville Jaguars. Together, this panel will determine the winner of the Small Business Breakthrough, powered by Web.com. Stay tuned.
We've got a small business, and we needed a new website.
I talked to a web design company, but they wanted to charge me a fortune.
If you call the experts at Web.com now, you can have a new custom website built for your small business absolutely free. If you're happy with your new website, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
Call 1-888-245-7614 today.
Hi, I'm Olympic gold medalist Shannon Miller. Join me Saturday, May 14th at Riverside Park for the Shannon Miller Foundation 5K and Kids Fun Run. Come run or walk and bring your family out for the vendor fair. Enjoy crafts, face painting, bounce houses, and so much more. All race finishers get a custom race medal and finish line food. Get more information and register now at ShannonMillerFoundation.com or any First Place Sports location.
The future hinges on this.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select
the 2016 NFL Draft. Sam Kavaris live in Chicago. News 4 Jag Sports revealing war room secrets.
I know you can handle the pressure here in Jacksonville.
Jags general manager speaking only on 4 moments before the big decision.
I'm going to make you a Jaguar here in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Jaguars AllAccess Draft Day, Thursday at 7, only on 4. Driven by GMC, we are professional grade.
Welcome back to Small Business Breakthrough, powered by Web.com. Over 500 regional companies applied. 5 earned the right to pitch to the judges, and 1 will walk into the spotlight to see their brand on the largest video boards in the world. Now, let's meet the contestants. Our first entrepreneurs are looking to bring a unique taste to a classic summer treat.
Well, what's poppin', guys? I'm Chesley, and this is Ashley McCormick. Our company is Backyard Pops. We make homegrown and handmade ice pops, and what that is we source the best possible ingredients we can get our hands on, make a popsicle out of it. They're absolutely delicious. We want people to think, when you hear the word popsicle, not this sugary, watered down, old spin, classic popsicle. We're talking about homegrown and handmade.
Where do you make this, at home, or you've got a factory, or?
So we have a commissary kitchen, but believe it or not, we're moving into our first retail outlet at the end of this summer on 3rd Street in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. So we're gonna have our own space. We're super excited about it. We hope that you guys can come and check us out. It's gonna be great.
So, I mean, how much does it cost to make, and what do you sell it for?
So cost varies. Our probably cheapest priced popsicle costs us about 11 cents. Most expensive, probably about 45 cents. We typically sell them at markets and festivals as a mobile, and what we'll sell them for at the shop, $3 a piece.
In the stadium, they're $5 a piece.
In the stadium, they're $5.
So you're in the stadium now, which congratulations, by the way, that's fantastic. So what's next? If you win this and go on, what's next for you?
So the stadium is great. It's given us a lot of opportunity for people to understand what our product is, what it's all about, and who we are, where they can find it. But just having that brand awareness when they're walking around the stadium and they can see, oh, Backyard Pops, that's the company that we remember. They're Jacksonville, they're local. That kind of just brand awareness is going to help us.
Do you need to get FDA approval?
We do if we're going to wholesale into major grocery chains, which is something that we want to do, and we believe we can do that.
Thank you.
Great job, great product.
Thank you so much. We believe in this, and we hope you guys can see that.
Great job.
Thank you guys. We truly appreciate it. I felt overall everyone really had a great response. We could see them checking it out, and they were smiling, kind of talking about it among themselves.
And their strategy seems to me like it's much more retail, where it's like, let's just go open more and more, and they're a classic example. You know, I think we could figure out a way to help a company like that by having them here in the stadium. In fact, you know, they're going to be available.
Right?
Yeah,
so that's fantastic.
They will be here.
I was just excited. We've been waiting to get it in their hands for so long now, about a week and a half. And once we finally got it there, they could see it. They understood who we were. It just made all the difference in the world. Hey, we can do this.
Our next entrepreneur wants to help you liven up your landscape.
Well, thank you. I want to make sure before I forget, thank you all very much for having me here today. It really has been a great opportunity and a lot of fun. And I'm excited about my business, and I'm excited to tell you guys about my business. My name's Mike Zaffaroni.
Before you go on, I got to tell you, you're the best dressed mulch and stone person I've ever met.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I figure always better to be overdressed than underdressed. And when you sell dirt for a living, it can be a tough decision. We're not your typical landscaper. In fact, we're not landscapers at all. But what we sell are the products that make your landscape beautiful. So everything from rocks and gravel and mulch and seashells and...
So you sell to landscapers? Do you sell to consumers? How does it work?
That's correct. Yes, we sell... our customer mix is approximately 60% retail and about 40% contractor or wholesale business.
Is there a lot of money in mulch?
The margins are pretty good. In 2010, we did just under $800,000 in sales. 2014, we were just over $2 million. Half of the way through this year, at the end of June, we were up 31.1%. So,
and what's special? What's special? What's your special sauce here?
I think what makes us special now is a unique product mix that you can't necessarily find at your typical garden center, and that you certainly can't find at your typical box store.
Have you thought about the stadium exterior here and what you could do with your product to showcase it?
We would love to do a community garden. These are pictures of what they've done in San Francisco.
Fantastic.
And at the San Francisco Giants Stadium, and we feel like something like this would be a wonderful way to involve the community. It would be a tremendous community service, and it's really something that we're passionate about.
Well, congratulations. Quite a little success story with the opportunity to get bigger. So, any more questions? If not, thank you for your time today. Great presentation.
Thank you.
And,
thank you. Great.
Well, thank you very much. Again, guys, I really appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun, but even better, I know that my business can make you proud.
Thank you.
I think it went really well. Considering the short amount of time that we had to present and the questions that they asked, I really felt like I interacted well with the panel, with the judges, and I think that I was able to give them the information that they're looking for.
The way he really talked about the community garden, the different applications.
So cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I think there's even a bigger story there, and that's, having home gardens, commercial gardens, really bringing that. I think that is a very, very powerful new trend in the country right now. Eat organically, eat healthy, do it yourself, know it, and he's right there on it. He just needs help. to push that idea out.
Coming up next on Small Business Breakthrough.
Why not create beautiful, one-of-a-kind, unique, durable sunglass frames out of them? We knew we were onto something special.
If we put you on the map, are you ready for success?
The Jim and Tabitha Furyk Foundation is something that Jim and I started back in 2010, and we wanted to give something back to the community that we live in.
And we needed a website, to interact with people, let them know what we were trying to accomplish.
I went to Web.com, and they've helped me more than Jim. Web.com listens to what you want. They help you to make it exactly the way you want it to feel.
We're really proud of what we helped design.
The Rooms to Go store-wide mattress sale ends this Monday, so get ready to sleep better thanks to this special offer. Buy a king-size mattress set for the price of a queen set. That's a king for the price of a queen, starting at an amazing $699. Choose from 4 great brands, plus get great savings on mattresses throughout the store and special interest-free financing until 2021 on iComfort and Tempur-Pedic. Just remember, the Rooms to Go store-wide mattress sale ends Monday.
Has the I-Team uncovered a stunning Facebook secret?
That's so creepy.
Check your feed.
I didn't even know that was an option, and I'm pretty secure with my Facebook.
Careful what you say out loud. Is Facebook listening?
I had no idea that Facebook was listening that much.
The one click that will keep the spies out.
One of the most important things that consumers can do is...
The I-Team investigates Facebook spying. Thursday on the 10 o'clock news.
Another one. I wish I could do something with this.
That scene plays out hundreds, if not thousands of times a day in the United States. After making sunglasses for a few years, I knew there was a better way to use this discarded material. Introducing Modestin recycled skateboard sunglasses. The sunglass industry is highly saturated and pretty stale and pretty boring. There's thousands of brands using these factories, making the same sunglasses with their logos on it, but they're all the same thing. So why not recycle used and broken skateboard decks that were on their way to the trash and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind, unique, durable sunglass frames out of them?
Where are you manufacturing these?
So we buy the lenses from Zeiss. We send the boards to our factory in China. They manufacture the boards, put the lenses from Zeiss in, and send them back to us here in the States.
Who does the design?
So the models are designed by me and our art director, Dr. Spectacles over here. Dr. Spectacles, let's go.
They came out perfect, and they're all mine.
So what do you sell these for?
They retail at $129. And that's with the Zeiss polarized lens in them.
Okay, and what does it cost you from
They cost, I would say, our price range has been in the $23 to $27 range per pair. So $25 is a pretty safe average.
If we put you on the map, if we market you, if we sponsor you,
yes, sir.
Are you ready for success? Do you have a team behind you? Do you have your finance team? Do you have the people that could handle the volume that you could get if we put you on the map?
So we have me, I have a business partner, and our art director, Tony, are the 3 main guys right now.
What's unique? Chinese are not exactly known for exclusivity. I mean, if this thing takes off, anybody could rip off this idea. So
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
I can't patent this, but the thing that anyone that tries to do this will find, it's a logistical nightmare. And if you don't have a reliable source, then you're really going to have a hard time keeping up.
So, Gil, what happens to your appeal to these young skater dudes and surfers when old guys like me put these on?
We do events, and I sell more of these things to the 40 to 70-year-old age range than I do to the 12 to... It's crazy, and I love it.
Gil, this is really good. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. We had a concept and a pitch planned out, so it was a little bit improvised when the judges started asking questions before we finished the pitch that we had planned out. So some of the pitch got left out, and we just had to run with with the judges and what they wanted to hear.
Gil is truly passionate about his business.
But, you know, he's got to come up with a financial plan, but I think with Web.com, there's so much more they can do.
I think they all really love the product, and I think we got a really good shot.
Coming up next on Small Business Breakthrough.
The real problem in the used car market was this lack of transparency, and that's the main goal we were addressing.
I will put my barbecue sauce up against anybody, guarantee it.
I'm pleased to announce the winner.
We've got a small business, and we needed a new website.
I talked to a web design company, but they wanted to charge me a fortune.
If you call the experts at Web.com now, you can have a new custom website built for your small business absolutely free. If you're happy with your new website, we'll continue to provide promotion, hosting, support, and maintenance, all for one low monthly fee. If not, cancel and pay nothing.
Call 1-888-245-7614 today.
The future hinges on this.
The Jacksonville Jaguars select
the 2016 NFL Draft. Sam Kavaris live in Chicago. News 4 Jax Sports revealing war room secrets.
I know you can handle the pressure here in Jacksonville.
Jags general manager speaking only on 4 moments before the big decision.
We're going to make you a Jaguar here in about 2 or 3 minutes.
Jaguars AllAccess Draft Day. Thursday at 7 only on 4. Driven by GMC, we are professional grade.
If your house is full of light bulbs, maybe that Thomas Edison would recognize, it's time for an update. Soon it may be even hard for you to find these at the store. The different options to bring you out of the dark ages, but still light up your home. Monday on The Morning Show.
It's a cosmetic procedure that doesn't require surgery, but it can change the way you look. That's why it's become more popular than breast augmentations. We'll tell you what it is, where to get it Monday on The Morning Show.
The Morning Show on Channel 4 makes mornings happen.
Welcome back to Small Business Breakthrough, powered by Web.com. Our next entrepreneur wants to make buying used cars easier.
Thank you, judges. I'm honored to be here. My name is Alex Kiss, and I've created an app called Vinny. It's a VIN scanning application for consumers so they can negotiate a better deal when they're buying or selling a used car. About 4 years ago, when my daughter was born, we were living in New York. We decided we needed a car, and I'd never owned a car in my life, and I'd never gone through the process of buying a car. I was very current with, obviously, with Amazon and everything else buying on the internet, so I jumped into buying a used car as if it were going to be similar to that, and I was really shocked at how difficult the process was. So thus, the Vinny app was born. It's a VIN scanning application, so the premise is you're on a used car lot, you scan the VIN barcode, and I'll show you the Vinny price, or the calculated wholesale value of that car. We're very clear that you're not going to pay that price, but it gives consumers the ability now to negotiate with confidence based on data.
If I may ask you, what about accident history and number of the other elements that affect resale value? You got all that?
We offer access to vehicle history reports. We're looking to partner with Carfax or AutoCheck. We don't have the ability to show that ourselves, and we've discussed it with Carfax to have us an API into it so we can have that in our pricing algorithms.
Yeah, would that be a big effect on used car price if a car has been in a wreck?
It would, and that would come up in the vehicle history report.
So how do you account for mileage? That's one of the biggest things when you're looking for a used car, and that plays a large role in the cost and the amount that I'm going to pay.
So here's the app very quickly. It starts out as a used scanner, so we are a VIN scanner. We built our VIN scanner from scratch. That was actually a big part of our IP. It's very difficult. They're not standardized. You can actually adjust the mileage, so if the dealer says, hey, come on, this is a low mileage vehicle, you can slide it all the way over. You can adjust the mileage. Below that is condition. So you can adjust poor, fair, good, excellent. Not many cars are in excellent condition, but if the dealer said, hey, this was one owner, granny, never drove it, you can move it to excellent and we'll adjust the pricing.
Okay, thank you very much. Very impressive.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When I first heard about that, it was like trying to buy a used car. And it's almost like I've got a Vinny because I didn't know what to do, but hey, look, I'll hook you up. You can talk to my buddy Vinny. Vinny will get it done for you.
I'm feeling pretty good. It was a great panel there. The judges were interested in what I had to say. I'm excited to see what happens.
Our next entrepreneur brings a local twist to a Southern tradition.
Thank you all very, very much for giving me this opportunity of a lifetime. It really, truly is. And my story is I was in the Navy. I went over to JU on the VA bill. What I ended up doing is I said, I love cooking. I'm going to go to culinary school and become a chef. And that's exactly what I did. And I ended up making some barbecue sauce, sold it at some farmers markets. They seemed to like it an awful lot. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and...
You know, what's so unique? There are many, many other barbecue sauces. What's so great?
The uniqueness of the barbecue sauce is the dazzle pepper. Twice as hot as a jalapeno pepper. It is indigenous to St. Augustine and here.
How are you performing sales-wise right now?
Right now, I've 2.5 years, about $18,000.
Pretty good margins in your rubs and your barbecue sauce?
Yeah, I make this for about $1.19. I sell it $5 all day long. And then I sell this for $7 all day long, 2 for $12.
Thoughts for connecting with the Jaguars brand on game day, with fans? Any thoughts around that?
Absolutely. What I want to do is I want to have barbecue sauce in the stadium for everybody here. I guarantee you they like it.
Where are people going to buy this, and how are you going to get distribution?
Right now, I'm in 20 different stores, and I have a website. Website's not that good. It's not providing me any real return on my money. I need to have a dedicated manager that will take care of my website to make sure that it is optimized properly. I can go so far with Web.com.
So why should, you know, the Jaguars or Web.com be supporting this?
Because it is unique. I will put my barbecue sauce up against anybody, guarantee you.
So, Phil, are you ready to go from part-time to more than full-time? I mean, if this business takes off, your life will change. Are you ready for that?
Yes, sir, I am. I've done a lot of things in my life. This is me. This is me. This is me. This is my passion, and I feel...
Great job.
Great job.
Great
Excellent job.
Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations on what you've accomplished so far.
Well, thank you all very much. I sure do appreciate everything you've done for us. Really do. Thank you.
Thank you. Phil.
And it has to be a legit connection, you know, when you think about that. Tailgating at football games.
Yeah, you're right.
Navy town. It sort of is a natural
The local
fit.
pepper.
Yes.
The local
Absolutely.
pepper, which really was a huge amount of learning.
You know, I'm very passionate about it, and it means a lot to me. And to be here, you know, I mean, I'm already a winner as far as I'm concerned, because I made it this point.
The Jim and Tabitha Furyk Foundation is something that Jim and I started back in 2010, and we wanted to give something back to the community that we live in.
And we needed a website, you know, to interact with people, let them know what we were trying to accomplish.
I went to Web.com, and they've helped me more than Jim. Web.com listens to what you want. They help you to make it exactly the way you want it to feel.
We're really proud of what we helped design.
Social Security is sometimes the only thing that stands between having a roof over your head, food on the table, and being homeless. At Morgan & Morgan, we have a Social Security section devoted to helping you. Whether you're applying for benefits or been denied, I invite you to visit forthepeople.com and learn more. When you visit, you can learn what benefits you're entitled to and what injuries and mental illnesses qualify for both Social Security and VA benefits. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
Olympic legend Peekaboo Street and her family in crisis. She was charged with beating up her own father. Finally cleared, she reveals what she says really happened. Next in Sedition.
Monday at 7:30 on Channel 4.
Would you help a friend cheat on their diet? Would you stop a kid from stealing? We go undercover in a surprising social experiment.
Wait until you see the reactions.
All New Oz.
Monday at 4 on Channel 4.
I don't know about all of you, but I certainly feel better about, you know, the future of Jacksonville, given the quality of some of these companies. But, You know, we have to select one.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough decision. I think Modestin did a great job presenting all of their information. They used maple wood, recycled materials. The guy's local, and Gil is truly passionate about his business.
You know, with Web.com, there's so much more they can do. Customize a design and then also make it in the U.S. Local, authentic, more flexible.
The one that stood out to me was Phil Brown and his barbecue sauce. Just his story is incredible, and his ties, like serving in the Navy. We know the community here is just, you know, just entrenched in the military. I just think it'd be wonderful for a man like Phil to get an opportunity with Web.com and the Jaguars.
Yeah, so the way I boiled it down, I kind of came to grips with they're all winners. There are three that had both a good idea and a running start at a good business that I think we can help.
Okay, so we've got our three.
I don't think there's any question. I think we have a consensus of the top three now. Gotta see if we can come up with that final one.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Gentlemen, welcome back. I know it's been a long day for you. Great companies, great stories, and I think you know what we were looking for. Unique idea from Jacksonville that Web.com can help. So, you know, I'm pleased to announce the winner. Is Gil from Modestin.
I'm just so happy. I've worked so hard for so many years, and I finally feel like Modestin's going to get the attention that it should. I'm super excited to work with Web.com and the Jaguars. And I can't stop shaking. Dreams do come true.
Since winning the competition, it's been a total whirlwind. Things are happening really fast for Modestin. Working with Web.com has been amazing. You got a team of geniuses here to work with us, and pretty much anything we can think of, they can make it happen. I mean, all these people are so helpful and accommodating every one of our ideas. It's just, I can't even explain to you how nice it's been. It's really hard fighting out of a trench when you're a small business with small pockets and you can't afford to do all the big things that you know would help your business. So it's just really nice to see Modestin getting attention, and we couldn't have done it without the help of Web.com and the Jaguars.
Think you have what it takes to break through the competition? Enter for your chance to appear on Season 2 of the Small Business Breakthrough powered by Web.com at www.bigstagebigresults.com.